Pull up to the spot, it's a vibe, no doubt. A Max in the house, everybody's laughing loud. Snacks on the table, stories in the air, jokes flying around, good vibes everywhere. She's got the wit, got the charm, got the jokes on lock. When A Max starts talking, the fun don't stop. From the memes to the movies, podcasts in between, she's the queen of the scene, know what I mean? We're kicking it with A Mac, laughing all night, talking smack, throwing jokes, everything's alright. Good friends, good times, this is where it's at. Life's a party when you're hanging with a Mac. She's got the playlist bumping, the vibes on fleek. A little bit of drama and a tea to tweak. Reality TV, true crime too. She'll break it all down with a twist so true. No topics too big, no moment too small. She'll roast and toast it, we'll be having a ball. Bring your sass, bring your smile, let's get this on track. It's always a good time hanging out with A-Mac. We're kicking it with A-Mac, laughing all night, talking smack, throwing jokes, everything's alright. Good friends, good times, this is where it's at. Life's a party when you're hanging with the Mac. So bring your snacks and bring your tea. It's a snack talker party, just wait and see. From the headlines to the punchlines, we're all in. A Mac's got the energy to make the fun begin. Kick back, relax, let the good times roll. With the Mac in the mix, she's the heart and soul. So here's to the laughs and the joy we stack. Life's better when you're chilling with the Mac.
Life's a party when you're hanging with the Mac. What's up, guys? How are you? Happy Friday. Thanks for being here. This is another episode of Side Stories where we go over some weird, scary, sad, sometimes happy news. Thank you, Grandma Sherry, for being here. Hey, Lady K, Steph B, Queen Bella, Jonesin, Andy, Alicia, OG London in the house, Lindsay Lee, Freak Snake, Kate the Great, hey Nicole B, Rock a Bit, slithering on through, Brigitte, how are you? Thanks for being here. I know I'm glad I can go live when Brigitte and OG London and hopefully Zero Jules will pop on in. Hey Shaylee, how are you? Hey Okie. Yes, so glad it's Friday. And hopefully most of you have Monday off. Monday is MLK Day. I have Monday off, so 4-day weekend. Woo woo. So, how you guys doing? This week has been a little wild on the streets. We've had some jail calls. We've had some, I guess, spoons today. Hey, GP, how are you? So, let's talk about some weird news. So, some of these are going to bring it back to Christmas time, but they did pop up, a little later. But let's actually start with this one because I'm actually having my coffee right now. So this is a good... Oh, that was the wrong one. We're going to do this one. Okay. So did you know some of the nation is not running on Dunkin right now? Which I actually want to say that I've never ran on Dunkin. There is no Dunkin Donuts by me. I know that there's some girls in... Hey, Shambies. I know there's some girls in the Discord that live by Dunkin. I guess their Dunkin is my Starbucks. But there has apparently been a Dunkin shortage among the U.S. Oh, yeah, Brigitte. I think most people go to Dunkin for the coffee, though, not the donuts. Alicia says Starbs or Big B. I've never heard of Big B. All right, so some of the U.S. states not running on Dunkin' Donuts due to temporary shortage. Let me actually put my banner up. Okay.
Well, if you've walked into a Dunkin store and noticed they don't have any donuts on the shelves, Albuquerque isn't the only place experiencing the shortage.
So it's just the donuts, not the coffee. Okay, this isn't. I don't think this is going to affect some people. Oh, but Nicole B goes for the donuts, so this is going to affect her.
Stores across Nebraska, New Mexico, and other states are all facing a shortage of donuts over the last week.
So, how is there a shortage of donuts? It's just yeast, flour, and sugar.
Many employees in Albuquerque told the Associated Press they blame the shortage on a supply chain issue, with some saying some delivery trucks arrived without the cargo. Around 4% of Dunkin's 9,500 stores are estimated to be impacted by the shortage.
They said it had to do with the short supply chain, or at their main plant they didn't have enough.
So, okay, big question. So, are the donuts not made in the Dunkin'? And I actually wanted to, I was gonna, because, I'm such a catfish, I was gonna kind of go on camera, hang out with you guys, but you're telling me the donuts aren't made in the Dunkin'? I feel like my whole life has been a lie. They used to make them daily, but haven't in a while. Okay. Well, that is, I don't know.
But they weren't allowed to disclose any other information with me.
Now, employees are hoping their donut stock will be replenished sometime next week. Well, if you've walked into a
All right, guys, sometime next week. So there's hope. And when was this? 4 days ago. Okay, so sometime next week, you guys will have your donuts back. So thank goodness. All right. Okay, so this next story is going to be, it's kind of a Christmas story. However, it might have happened okay, so this was January 8th. Maybe ingredients on the truck affect this shortage. Yes, that could be it. That could be it as well. Yes, shop small business. I see where I live, there's a lot of like small business, mom and pop shops. So I always try and stop it, OG. I always try and shop local because I want them to survive. I get sad when, local places close. Okay. So January 8th, Christmas came about 46 years late for an Illinois man. Sorry. I think it's Lindsay that gets mad when someone says Illinois. Illinois man who was performing renovations at his childhood home when he found a present that had fallen behind a wall in 1978. Tim King, 53, the owner of T. King Construction Services in Lombard, said he was renovating the bathroom at his parents' house when he found something inside. We took out the medicine cabinet before we drywalled, and I thought I'd better just look in there to make sure nothing's back there. So I have you guys seen the trick where they're renovating their house and they put like a fake skeleton back there, like in the wall, just in case anybody else renovates it in the next 100 years, they'll find a skeleton back there. And so he said I'd better just look in there to make sure nothing's back there, and then there it was. King discovered a wrapped Christmas gift that had been intended for him to open Christmas 1978. He said his parents used to hide gifts in the home's attic, and one must have fallen into a crawl space. Okay, so let's play this.
All right, so we're redoing this bathroom for my parents. This is inside the wall. And look what I find.
Look at that wrapping paper. Donald Duck. Chip
That's
and
my
Dale.
Christmas present.
Probably pissed. Crazy. I would be like, damn, my kid self's pretty pissed that I didn't find that. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Pookie. Let's see. Hey, Esther, thank you so much for being here and hitting the like. If you guys can hit the like, I'd appreciate it. Okay, so then I think down here, he actually gets to open it. Oh, man. I want to go to Instagram. Okay, we won't play that because it's going to open on Instagram. So, but it looks like it was a Thunderjet set. Matchbox Thunderjets, so like Matchbox planes. King opened the gift in front of his parents. Oh my gosh, how cute. Hey, Brantley, thank you. Yeah, Alicia, it's probably worth some money it's in the package. I hope he didn't open it. Oh, carburetors and coffee says, I have those. But I love that he got the chance to open it in front of his parents. So I have a sister, and my mom has always been very picky about us getting the exact same amount of gifts. So we've been joking that I've been screwed out of one present for 46 years. Well, I'm glad he finally got to have his present. But now his sister doesn't have one, so what have you. Hey, Jonesy, thank you. All right, so next story. I mother effer. Closed my whole thing. Okay. So, I don't know if you guys knew, but phone calls make Gen Z anxious. A new college course aims to help them conquer their fears. Poor things. I can relate. Phone calls kind of make me anxious too. That's why I text mostly. But that's I just think it's funny that there's now a college course that teaches you how to make phone calls. Hey, Sinner, how are you? What is the number one thing Gen Zs are whining about? Well, that's a tough call. When persnickety teens and 20-somethings aren't busy belly aching over the use of passive-aggressive emojis or the ills of ranch dressing, they're apparently griping over the anxiety-inducing task of making and receiving formal calls. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, okay. Carburetors and coffee, thanks for being here. Hey, Spudler, how are you? Okay, but now one school is putting those boo-hoos to bed. Phone anxiety is something we come across regularly. Liz Baxter, a career advisor from Nottingham College, explained to BBC, adding that youngsters simply don't have the confidence to use the telephone. I just think that they were raised on texting. So, when you're used to doing something for so long, you're going to just get uncomfortable, not being on the phone. Emotional symptoms of terror include delaying or avoiding making calls due to heightened distress, feeling extremely nervous prior to, during, and after a call, and obsessing over what will be said amid the discussion. This just sounds like plain old anxiety to me. Nausea and increased heart rate, shortness of breath, dizziness, and muscular tension are the most common physical manifestations in the revolution. And for a generation that wants to call the shots, this odd angst might sound a bit phony. Like I said, I just think it's anxiety. However, recent research suggests that the apprehension of phone calls is associated with social anxiety, which stems from a fear of judgment or humiliation. Gen Zers would rather been deemed disrespectful brats than be body slammed with the wave of horror that comes with jumping on the horn. That just seems very dramatic. Oh no, Jonesy, are you not feeling good? I'm sorry. I hope you feel better. Yeah, see, Queen Bella hates phone calls. I think that's just like people in general. So instead, folks under age 27 are more inclined towards texting or communicating on social media platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat, rather than engaging in voice-to-voice conversations, especially when they are work-related or concerning matters of the heart. Well, I'm gonna go off camera, I think, for a little bit. So oh God, sorry. I just saw a message about something that some of us were wondering. And it's very interesting. Anywho, okay. So with work, that's all I do is call, like, video call at work. So I don't know. What are these kids doing for jobs? Is what I want to know. The group's aversion to giving someone a ring is so intense that heartbreakers within the demographic have grown accustomed to the brutal act of breaking up with romantic partners via text. What the fuck? If someone broke up with me via text, it'd be on like Donkey Kong, bitch. It would be on. I would show up like, nope, sorry. Most people would prefer it. Keen 26 previously stated about the digital dumping trend. It saves a really awkward chat. Oh, fuck. Y'all are breaking up over text because you can't face having the conversation in person. That is just not even over the phone. Oh, okay, Spudler. Thanks for being here. I know it's freaking cold. I can't imagine how cold it is other places. Here it's 36. Ugh. I like stubbed my toe this morning, and I swear that's the worst thing, is stubbing your toe when it's cold. So Baxter hopes to reverse the phone call curse that's plaguing up corners of the world. Our college course comes complete with practical classroom-based sessions during which students strengthen their telephone skills in a series of role-play activities. Oh no. I think something I hate worse than a phone call is role-playing in a public setting or like a work setting. Alrighty. So her call, okay. Role-play activities, including answering phones that are commonly asked in interviews. Rookies are also encouraged to call restaurants to ask what time they are open. I guess that's a good way to practice. In shops to ask if a certain item is in stock. The exercises test their boundaries in bite-sized ways, according to Baxter. And the help couldn't have come at a better time for petrified pupils. Donna, 16, said she was mostly anxious when the phone rang because it's normalized for our generation to use text messages. So if there's a phone call, I always think it's an emergency. Okay. I'm going to turn my camera on for this because I'm speaking to Donna directly. Dear Donna, there was a time when we had no idea who was even calling. We had no caller ID. Thank you. You asked me about my butthole respectfully. There was no caller ID. You just raw dog life and had no idea who was even calling. So imagine the anxiety behind that. Evie, 17, also hates making phone calls. The only people I call are my mom or dad, said the teen. But anyone else, I don't want them to call because it feels quite formal and that's not something I'm used to. It's unknown to our generation. We've grown up texting each other. That's what I figured. Kyle Butterworth. Ooh, was your grandma Mrs. Butterworth? 28, who spent most of his early 20s dreading phoners, told the BBC that he's beginning to overcome this is a new one. Telephonophobia. And he hopes that his peers will too soon get the hang of it. Make yourself in charge of the situation, he advised. Know that what you're going to say before you start the call. After a while, you get to the point where you know what to say before you even say it, and it will naturally begin to flow. Well, there you have it. Well, I wish the best of luck to you Gen Zers. It's a rough world out there, so I know, yeah, that is true. And like I said, I think it's just because we've gone so used to texting each other or commenting on Facebook or Instagram. Like sometimes I will just talk to, like, I have one friend, I'll just talk to her and I have her phone number. I'll just talk to her through Instagram. Like she'll comment on something that I post and then we just go back and forth. So, yeah, I just think we just got too accustomed to it. There's no way you're old enough to remember it before call. Yes. Oh, I'm going to be 37. I remember being so excited when we got caller ID. I'm like, I get to find out who calls before I even call. And do you guys remember having to call your friends and talk to their parents? Hey, Cash. Cash. When a phone had a cord, you were stuck to the area. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I had a corded phone in my room. I remember when I got my own phone line. Ooh, I was so cool. Right? I've never heard that. Oh, gosh. I know. Well, you know what I think we should maybe do? And this is really mean, but I'm going to say it. Maybe we just need to throw them all in a call center. They'll get over that phonophobia real quick. Growing up with 3 sisters, that 1,000-foot phone cord connected to that clear plastic phone with the lights inside. Yes. Oh, and then I also had to schedule time to use the internet because remember when your internet was connected to your phone line and someone would pick up the phone and kick you off and you were downloading a song for the last 8 hours? Gosh. Hey, Ray, thanks for being here. Yep, Ray's in the house. Yeah, I do too. I'm old enough to remember keeping 2 pence for the public phone. Honestly, so when I was in junior high, I used to have to walk down to the local boys and girls club until my dad was off work, and I used to have to use the payphone. Eventually, I got to use one of my brother's pagers, but I did have to use the payphone there. Yeah, it was. Yeah, get off the computer. I need to use the phone. Ray is the superstar here. I still have popcorn. Yes. And then do you remember there was the sexy popcorn? Mona pulling the phone cord down the hall under the door. Yeah. This is flashback for all of us. LimeWire. And I quickly had to learn how to like restore computers after using LimeWire so much because of the viruses. Hey, Sunny Side, thanks for being here. Dropping dimes. I just always think of that commercial. I think it's State Farm. They have the funniest commercials with those sports people. I think I was telling the girls in the Discord the other day. So Patrick Mahomes, his kids are named Golden, Sterling. Fuck, what was the other one? Okay, let me just. Kids' names. Okay. Sterling, Golden, and Bronze are Patrick Mahomes' kids' names. His dogs are like Silver and Steel or something like that. But because of those fucking State Farm commercials, I just call Mahomes, and my autos. Okay, that was a little sidebar, but I know, and I don't have normal TV, like live TV anymore, so I don't really get that many commercials, but sometimes when you do, it's like one commercial over and over and over and over and over. Okay, so what story are we gonna go to next? Do we want to see what's up with Sue next? Should we visit Sue? Take a little trip to Sue's house?
Hi, honey, how are you doing?
All right, so some of you may have seen this because I made some people watch this the other night. So, okay, first of all, Grandma Sherry asking all the questions. Did you hit the like? Are you on Top Chat? As someone said, Snapchat. Do you know where your kids are? Okay, so some of you may have seen this, but this is too good not to share with everybody. So, so she was doing her phone calls. Gosh, when was it? It was either Monday. I think it was Monday. And sometimes she'll like leave a voicemail and they'll call her back in the middle, and she must have like some sort of spreadsheet with everybody's numbers because I don't know how she keeps all these people straight. So somebody calls her back. She left him a message about a photo shoot she wanted.
Hold on, 5426. Hello?
Hi, this is Chris. I had a missed call from you.
Yes. Are you a photographer, honey?
Yes.
Okay, so she left him a message about some photos she wanted to take.
That's
Hey, Sunny
great.
Side.
Did you
Amanda Meadows. Okay, I'll have to look her up.
get my message?
I did. It was a little unclear.
What do you need cleared up, baby?
Well, just what you need. I wasn't really sure. It kind of cut out.
Well, I'm wanting something that highlights my lady bits.
And sorry, it's getting a little like the quality's getting a little blurry. That happens sometimes. So she said, I want some pictures to highlight my lady bits.
I'm getting older, and right now I have a really perky lady bit. It looks good, but I've been seeing my friends in the locker room at water aerobics, and there's a sagging and loose. And so I just want to get some pictures of it for my husband to cherish.
So her lady bits are perky right now, but she's seeing them girls in the locker room, and them lady bits are sagging. So she wants to get some pictures while it's still perky.
Now,
what is
finally got the cankers cleared up and everything. I get ingrowns and stuff, and
what's loose?
the cooter.
Oh, the cooter.
Yeah.
His reaction, wait, what's loose? The cooter.
But mine ain't yet. But it's
Yours
coming.
is not.
Not yet, but
Oh yeah, and the fact that she said, I just cleared up the cank. I just cleared up the clank. The can't even say it. The cankers, like what the fuck?
I've been seeing these ladies that are about 5 years older than me, and man, they're saying loose. Like jowls.
And you just need photos. Well, you don't need just like photos of the cooter. You want to like look nice, you know.
Yes, I'd like to
This
have
is a
it.
nice picture of you and the cooter.
Right, and some close-ups
Not
I'd
just
like to
straight
have.
cooter shots.
Well, yeah, something like that. Some straight cooter.
So he's trying to be like professional, like, okay, you don't just want the cooter, you want you and the cooter. She's like, well, I do want some just the cooter. Let me find Sue's page so I can. So her name is actually Sarah. She's a comedian. She does this bit. So that is her link. She's cracking.
Some straight kitty stuff. I don't mean to laugh, ma'am.
It's
And
okay.
I'm so sorry. That's unprofessional of
I
me.
I understand this isn't your everyday call. It's a lifestyle photographer, so it's okay.
Okay, this has been a. Did she say lifestyle or livestock? Because the first time I thought she said livestock, but now I think I'm hearing lifestyle.
Laugh, ma'am.
It's
And
okay.
I'm so sorry. That's unprofessional of me.
I understand this isn't your everyday call. It's a lifestyle photographer, so it's okay.
Okay, it might be lifestyle photographer. Oh, did someone gifted memberships? Or was that just from before? It might just been from before. Who still has Jerky Boy CDs?
Yeah, you kind of caught me off guard with that. But sure, I'd be able to help. I mean, like, what? Do you have something in mind? Do you have
Something out in the wilderness, for sure.
Okay,
For sure.
like in the morning or in the evening?
Whichever light you think would be best to highlight the lady bits.
I'm not much of a. I feel like this is not a morning picture. This might be more of an evening picture.
That would be fine, as long as I can shower before, because I don't want to have no stuff clung up in my bush.
I don't want no stuff clung up in my bush, so I gotta shower before.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want that.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, sure.
Okay. How do I go about scheduling?
Oh, well, I mean, you just send me over a few days and then we can figure out a time from there. I can let you know if I'm available.
I can most certainly text you some when I get to my planner when I get home. I'm at the Adam and Eve store right now.
She said I'm at the Adam and Eve store right now, honey.
Okay. Yeah, it's not a big deal. I mean, it's not my
Hey,
everyday
MK.
picture, but I'd be happy to accommodate, and it sounds like it's for a good cause.
I appreciate you, honey.
Yeah.
I'll be
Sounds like it's for a good cause, so that her husband can cherish her cooter pictures while it's still perky.
in touch.
Okay. All right. Well, enjoy.
Bye-bye. We're going to send him Jesus Christ.
So yeah, she made a Suze's Christ, and I tried to zoom in on it, and I don't know, it doesn't look like it's her. That might be it. Oh, she shows Suze's Christ. Okay. Oh, fucking Sue. We love her. Sue's our spirit animal. She is so funny. Okay. So let me see if I have any other Sue videos, because I did have one that I don't think I had shown yet, but whatever. Okay, so the next story is going to be, okay, so I know most people have heard about Natalia Grace, and I haven't seen the last like installment on her saga on, is it HBO? Did my freaking mouse just die? Oh goodness, that is hilarious. My mouse just died. Hold please. I gotta find a charger. Hold on. Sorry guys. One moment. Okay, so we're just gonna have to sit here and chitty chat for a second while I get a little charge on my mouse. That is the freaking problem with Mac products. Everything has to be charged. I need to get like a second mouse now. So, all right, yes, please. Cat, fishes, hit the like. No, Cash, I do not kill mice. I did see Sunnyside say something about she wants them to call her husband. So, I became a member on Sue's channel, and if you join her like highest membership, and it's only $10, you get a free prank call your first month, your third month, and then I think your 6th month. So I have a free prank call, and I'm like, who am I gonna have her call? I was thinking my dad. My dad would be a really good sport for a prank call. He used to prank call my brother. He used to work at a video store. Steph wants a prank call. Hey Nunya, how you doing? My brother used to work at a video store back in, the 90s, 2000s. They're no longer a thing now. And my dad used to call and ask if they had any porno videos while my brother was working. And he'd usually get like one of my brother's coworkers, but they would be like, no, sir, we do not. So I feel like my dad would be a good sport with that. Let me see. I did ask my brother. I was like, should I have her call? Oh my gosh. My brother is really bad. I was texting my brother and I'm like, should we have him call dad? Should we have him call this person? But what he just told me to do, I'm not doing, but we'll see. Cash has been behaving, Nunya. He's been behaving so far. Spudler calling AMAC Freddy Star. What? What does that even mean? Alicia said that show makes me so mad. The Natalia Grace, I'm guessing. Well, there's an update on her that I wanted to show, but now we have to wait for my darn mouse to charge. In the back behind the curtain. Yeah, Sinner, that's usually where those movies are, but it was like Blockbuster. Blockbuster did not have that sort of thing. Google Freddy Star and Hamster. Okay. I will. I know, a fucking mouse. I mean, honestly, as long as I have a tiny bit of charge, I'll go for it. And you know what else is funny? Is maybe it's because... Sorry, hold on. My mouse died, Nunya. Okay. I just plugged it in for a second. Let's see how... Okay. It's in the red. So, we'll run through this quickly. Okay. So, there's an update on Natalia Grace. She has a new family.
For all involved. But it's also complicated, especially when the child is from another country and critical details sometimes fall through the cracks. Details like birth dates. An Indiana couple named Michael and Christine Barnett adopted a Ukrainian-born child in 2010. They were parents already, biologically 3 times over, all boys. They believed they were welcoming a 6-year-old daughter who was born with a form of dwarfism.
Thank you, Steffi. I know that wasn't a what do they call it? A dry bag. I just know now I have to get a second mouse in case this happens again. No, it doesn't work when plugged in because the it plugs in from underneath. So it's like, okay, let me see if I can show you guys. So the Apple mouse, oh god, see it like, ooh, you can't see it because of my background. But it plugs in from underneath, so then I can't like move it around because there's a cord sticking out from underneath it. But thank you, Steph B again. Yes. I'm like, now I just need to make sure I have another mouse, or at least check it before I go live to make sure it's charged, I guess. But yeah.
That is often disabling. Her name, Natalia Grace. Presumably the Barnetts saw at least the possibility of a rocky transition from a Ukrainian orphanage to a series of foster homes to a forever home in Indiana. But they never expected to be in an Indiana courtroom 2 years later, asking a judge to change Natalia's legal age from 8 to 22.
Okay, so this is a little bit of more of a backstory than I thought, but yeah, so they adopted her, and it is so stupid. Like, she had some things that they felt like she shouldn't have, so they rushed and had her re-aged, which is super creepy. Hey, Hakab. And Nanya, it's because I'm going out to lunch after this, so that's why I was like, might as well get ready. And maybe get on camera and, just catfish everybody some more.
Almost from the start, they suspected their new addition was much older than the adoption papers stated. She had permanent teeth, the couple claimed, and pubic hair, and she had started her periods. Quote, her records were falsified, Michael declared in a TV interview, and quote, this is an adult masquerading as a child, end quote.
So yeah, they basically thought she was an adult trying to masquerade as a child, and then they used the movie The Orphan to like say, oh, she's orphaning us, she's trying to kill us in our sleep.
Court granted their petition. 1 year later, in 2013, Natalia Grace's forever home became her former home. The Barnetts moved her out and set her up in her own apartment. And then Michael, Christine, and the 3 boys, they all moved to Canada. Their eldest son, Jake, is autistic, but a math and science savant. At 15, he started graduate studies in theoretical physics in Ontario. Christine wrote a whole memoir about him called The Spark, and he was profiled on 60 Minutes.
For Jake, fun is reciting from memory the infinite series of numbers known as pi.
3.141592653589793238462.
Holy moly. That is pretty crazy. Yeah, we got Ray in the chat. Ray's in the chat.
4338327.
For Natalia Grace, the Barnetts were a fading memory. They'd cut off all contact, and the reason wasn't a mystery. Not to Natalia, anyway. But the world wouldn't learn for another 6 years exactly why the Ukrainian special needs orphan was disowned. In 2019, the state of Indiana charged Michael and Christine Barnett, by then divorced, with neglect of a dependent.
Okay, and if you guys haven't seen The Curious Case of Natalia Grace on, like I said, I think it's HBO, Michael Barnett is a fucking psychopath. I don't care. He's crazy.
And the floodgates opened. The former couple went public with bizarre allegations that the little girl they'd adopted, hobbled by dwarfism, not only was a grown-up, but a sociopath, they said. They
Projecting, deflecting.
Called Natalia, quote, a con artist who supposedly tried to kill Christine.
Nicole, but you've never heard of this story? Holy shit. So I first heard of this on a podcast because it was like, the story just came out when they were charged with neglect. They said she tried to kill them. She was like inappropriate with their son. They'd wake up and she'd be holding a knife over their bed. All crazy.
At least twice. First, by poisoning her coffee.
Natalia would do things like place clear thumbtacks on the stairs, face up, so that when we would walk up the stairs, we would be stepping on thumbtacks to pain and injure ourselves. She had attempted to kill my wife for the second time, this time by trying to pull her into an electric fence.
She was hiding knives in her couches. She was talking about she was going to kill family members. She's standing in the middle of the room and she would say, I'm waiting for the right time. She poisoned people. She put chemicals in the coffee.
I know, and so I really don't... Cash, I don't eat mice. My computer mouse died. So yeah, I this story is one of the ones that it's on both sides. Things are, weird. I think there's fuckery afoot on both sides. I don't think anybody is really innocent. But I think the truth is they proved that Natalia was a young girl. Like, she was the age that I think she might have been a couple years older. Because they do say that, when, like, they try to age down sometimes kids that are in adoption to be younger, just because that they're more desired as a kid to adopt. As sad as it is, older kids, it's harder to get them adopted. She really was a child. I don't know if we know exactly how old she is. I think right now she's about in her teens. She might be in her late teens now. I think back then she might have been like 8 or 9, which I don't know.
Natalia denied it all.
Do you think that happened?
No. She said that I hid knives on top of the fridge, under the fridge, in the cabinets, even on her office desk.
How did you get something on top of the refrigerator?
I can't even reach it. Not even with a chair, I couldn't reach it.
Natalia sat down with Dr. Phil the year the Barnetts were charged.
Did you ever want to stab them?
No.
Did you ever make plans to stab them?
No. If I ever went in the room, it was to wake them up because I was either scared of a nightmare or something like that. Okay. But I never went in their room. I didn't.
I'm surprised how many people haven't heard this story. So I think they, like, when they moved her out into her own apartment, I think they helped her with, like, groceries and stuff. But it would be like the neighbors would say they drop all these groceries off, like, on the like the sidewalk, and she'd have to carry them in by herself. So I mean, there was definitely child neglect. Hey, Emmy, how are you? So yeah.
For Michael Barnett's trial, the state tracked down Natalia's birth mother and determined that if the backdated birth certificate was right, if Natalia really had been born way back in 1989, as the probate court had ruled, instead of 2003, as the adoption papers said, then her mother would have had to have given birth at the age of 10. An investigation discovery docuseries called The Curious Case of Natalia Grace took the further step of DNA testing Natalia herself. Their findings? She probably was closer to 9 than 6 when the Barnetts brought her home, but she was nowhere near 20.
So yeah, closer to 9 than 6, which would make sense. Like, at 9, you can start your period at 9. That is not far-fetched.
The jury found Michael not guilty of neglect, and the charges against Christine, those were dropped. In the meantime, Michael would blame his wife forever.
If you haven't seen this HBO documentary, he's wild. He blames his, I think it might be his ex-wife, for everything. She's so diabolical.
Everything.
I had the same monster you did.
I did not eat a live mouse on stream. Yeah, like Nanya said, the mouse died and I didn't eat it. It's still here.
I was exceptionally controlled and put down and threatened, was minimalized. Anything that was who I was ripped from me, and I was guided and instructed to be exactly what she wanted me to be. I tried to leave her no less than 10 times.
Michael and Natalia sat down together for the first time in a decade as part of this year's sequel to the Curious Case documentary called Natalia Speaks. Christine Barnett did not appear, but was very much part of the narrative.
Christine said that adopting me was this mission of love. And never once did I see any love. I feel like it was a mission of, like, boosting her ego.
With cameras rolling, it was Natalia's turn to make accusations. She said Christine beat her and pepper sprayed her, and then invented new forms of cruelty.
Like, just looking at the house, like, it just reminds me when Christine had me walk all the way around the block with no shoes, and my feet were bleeding by the time I got to the steps.
I feel bad for Natalia. I do feel like maybe she's leaning in a little, but
And she was mad about it.
In a Facebook post now deleted, Christine denies, quote, any abuse of Natalia, end quote, and says Natalia remains, quote, a very much loved and cared for member of my family, end quote. But she doesn't take back any of her accusations, and in the very same post calls Natalia, quote, a sociopath. In 2023, Natalia Grace was adopted again by an Indiana minister named Antoine Mans and his wife Cynthia. The Manses had taken her in.
the Manses, is that how you say man in plural? The Manses?
A decade earlier, soon after the Barnetts had put her out.
Get that impression.
They all appeared together on Dr. Phil, and Cynthia testified on Natalia's behalf at Michael Barnett's trial, which made an unexpected phone call to the producers of the ID series even more of a bombshell. Just days before the premiere of Natalia Speaks, Antoine Mans told the producers, quote, something ain't right with Natalia. This girl is tweaking.
What?
End quote. The phone call aired in the final moments of the
I thought it was men. I know. What do they call them? The men?
series' final episode.
If she laid to us, we have held her hostage, made us look like we're the enemy.
Natalia stabbing her family in the back over a complete lie.
We're done. Yeah, we're done with her.
We're done with her? Ooh.
But then another 180. The very next week, Cynthia Mans told an interviewer, and I quote, we are absolutely perfect. No, she doesn't live with us, but we are fine. We're going to make it. End quote. And Natalia Grace? She's fine too, or so she says. On January 5th, she told her Instagram followers, thank you all for your support and prayers. I wish I could tell you more, but I signed an agreement with the Curious Case show to keep things confidential for now.
Oh, she signed an NDA. You've never heard of this, Emmy? Oh, goodness. It is crazy.
Just know I am okay. Love y'all. Hashtag safe. Hashtag living my best life. And we now know that she's been living that best life with Vincent and Nicole DePaul, a couple with dwarfism like Natalia.
Okay, well I feel like she needs a family that like knows what she's going through, knows her condition. Hopefully this will be a better place for her. But that is crazy. This is her what? Third family?
Whom she's known for more than a decade. There's also a boyfriend who lives in the UK and whom Natalia met online.
Ooh, she's got a man in the UK.
And accusations that the Manses were only using Natalia and their many other adopted kids for money. Again, accusations. No. And Natalia's sudden move from family number 2 to family number 3 just before Christmas a year ago, well, that was the stuff of spy movies. Take a look.
Spy movies?
Oh, come on, Natalia. Oh, there she is. There she is. There she is.
What?
She's confused. Can't help her. We gotta do this quick. Hi, Natalia.
This is our driver. My mom's there.
Hi. Hi. Hi.
I know this mom door right now. Freaking out.
You okay? No.
It's okay.
I know. It's just really hard. I know. You need help? Okay.
So wait, these people like kidnapped her? Is that what they did?
Oh my God, I'm so happy to see you. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I love you. I love you.
Oh my God, I'm hyperventilating right now. My dad is gonna snap.
So they went and stole her? That is crazy.
It's just so much to talk
Well, yeah, because she's like 20 years old now, right?
about there, honestly. But the Curious Case of Natalia Grace, the final chapter, that is streaming right now on Max.
On Max. All right. Oh, gosh. Here's Sue again. Okay. Well, that was crazy. It was like Katie Holmes escaping Tom. Yeah. I get that. I haven't watched the final episode. I need to watch that. But I did see that she had a new family. So I thought it'd be an interesting update for that. I do have an update on Adnan, but I didn't have my presentation put together, so maybe we'll do a separate live about it. Maybe we need to do a whole live about Natalia Grace and explain the whole story. We need a whiteboard for this one. Okay, so maybe what I will do is I will work on a live and a presentation of the case of Natalia Grace, because it's pretty wild. Okay, I see. Yes, please. Yes, please. All right, sounds good. I will do that. All right. Well, I hope you guys have a great day. That's all my sad stories for this Friday, this very cold Friday. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it so much. You guys are thebomb.com. And thank you again, Steph B, for the super chat towards the second mouse. That way I don't have to eat any live mice on live again. Oh gosh. All right. Well, have a great rest of your day or night. I will probably see you guys around. But until next time, ciao tutti.
Toasted, we'll be having a ball. Bring your sass, bring your smile. Let's get this on track. It's always a good time hanging out with Payback. Kicking it with AMAC, laughing all night. Talking smack, throwing jokes, everything's alright. Good friends, good times, this is where it's at. Life's a party when you're hanging with the Mac. Bring it back. Bring the Mac. Bring it back when you're hanging with the Mac. So bring your snacks and bring your tea. It's a smack talker party, just wait and see. From the headlines to the punchlines, we're all in. A Mac's got the energy to make the fun begin. Kick back, relax, let the good times roll. With the Mac in the mix.